welcome. My name is Barkha Dutt. You're watching the Mojo Story. We are back on the reporting tour, traveling through the interiors of Uttar Pradesh, where the COVID crisis is really lighting up the hinterland in ways that the country is not even fully acknowledging right now. Let me introduce our guest today before we play the first of our ground reports and ask who should take accountability for what's going on. Isn't it a massive administrative failure that we're not even counting those who are dying and what they're dying from? On the program, Tavleen Singh, trenchant veteran columnist, is with us. Chinmay Tumbe, who has documented pandemics like no one else. Sharad Pradhan, veteran journalist of Uttar Pradesh. Poonam Matrejha, well-known social activist. We're also joined on the program by Mr. P.K. Nambiar, who's a well-known analyst and commentator. Let's bring him into the screen. And we're also joined by Shubhrasha, who's a well-known commentator. So welcome everybody, Namaskar. And I want to start by playing for you from the banks of the river Ganga in Unnao. There's a lot of, Mr. Nambiar, we are seeing a massive focus on government's PR management, instead of acknowledging the calamity, the scale of the calamity. There are vaccines in short supply. Now we are being told if you're COVID positive, get your second vaccine after 6 months. We don't know if there's any scientific basis to this at all. And it suits the people in power to hide the kind of images I have brought to you from Unnao today, because then you don't actually have to tell the country that this is the scale of mortality that we're actually dealing with.
Barkha, firstly, there is no doubt, and all the governments, whether it is the union government or the central government or the state governments, they all have failed miserably, and there is no doubt that these their failures have really added so much of challenges to the common man. But having said that, there are two ways of looking at that. We keep criticizing the government. Of course, we need to criticize the governments because they are responsible. We have elected them to govern us and give us all those kind of a social security and facilities what we need, and especially in a crisis time. But then these are all images what you are seeing. For an example, I mean, this is horrifying image what you are showing on the screen. But then in the 2015, if you remember, on January 14th, in the same Unnao place where you are standing, if I remember, it may be the same location, in the Unnao, there are about 100 plus bodies were found floating in the river Ganga. As Sharad Pradhanji was talking about the Lucknow, the situation not only in Lucknow, Sharadji, it is all across the country. It is, I
hate why is it happening? But why is it happening? Why are our government, state or center, district or national, not telling us the truth?
There are two elements to it. One is a socio-cultural issue. Second, of course, the economical issue. Third is our governance issue. The first and the first part of it, that the dead body is floating. If you study a little, you will understand there are a large number of communities within the Hindu society even today believe that they don't cremate a body, rather than that they simply jal pravah कहते हैं. इसको हिंदी में जल प्रवाह कहते हैं. A large number of communities, they do float their body. Secondly, a large section of the people, the saints or sannyasis in the Hindu culture are never being cremated. They are also being done jal samadhi, jal pravah.
But where are the families? I'm not talking about the ritual. These are disowned bodies. These are abandoned bodies. These are not about choosing a ritual. It's abandonment. It is the bodies. Yes, sorry.
Barkha, Barkha, one of the idea is that we just wanted to criticize the governments and move on. Second is that we accept and discuss every dimension. As I said, that you are standing in front of that, you are shooting with your own camera, and I can understand that that's such a horrifying thing we are seeing in the screen, and it was in front of you. But then we also need to understand the element. That the first part I said socio-cultural issue. Second is the economic issue. One of the Chachaji which you were talking, he said that there is a challenge for people. If you have somebody who died and they do not have 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, they may also, even if they wanted to cremate, they can't afford it. So there is an economic issue and a challenge, especially in a crisis time wherein people are not even earning anything. Third is the governance issue. Many places in the north of India, like places like in the Bihar or in the UP, the governance has still not been reached to the grassroots level. Now it may be very easy because today Yogi is the CM, so you just go and bash him. He's the worst guy. He has not done it. But Yogi is there only in the last 5 years. So there have been so many governments. So we have not been able to. I was traveling to Rai Bareli during the election time. There are so many villages. There was not even electricity. So the issue is, let's not politicize this issue. The issue is that there are challenges, heavy challenges. Okay. And I agree with the gentleman who said that there cannot be a society of 1.35 billion people. You will never get an accuracy. I will give you one small example, Barka, very quickly. I lost my neighbor with whom I go to the gym every day. He was just 61 years old. I took him when I was also having a COVID to Max Sake. And you know what? The doctors come to I had to request the doctors to come to the parking lot in the same car to declare him dead. And imagine that nobody knows that he died because of COVID. He's a rich man living in a place like Delhi, just 5 minutes from his house to the Max Hospital. Who knows he died because of this? So it is not only one place. The biggest city of Delhi, like Mumbai and Delhi, also have
fair enough. Okay, Mr. Nambiar and then Sharad. Mr. Nambiar, go ahead.
With respect to the all which we are missing in this whole discussion, it is not to put an accountability. The whole discussion was all around to put Modi and Yogi as at the top. I'll tell you, I hail from a state which is Kerala, which has got one of the finest health system in the country. I can even challenge the US. We have one of the finest government hospitals, finest every village. Even when I was a kid, maybe like 35, 40 years back, also there was a primary health center in every village. But a state like Kerala has failed. The number of people who are dying there is also about close to 100. But so I think there is a country like India, with so much of respect to Tavlinji, I must tell you that sometimes when you speak, it gives a feeling that this country do not even have anybody good. There are thousands of good people like Barka. He's on the street helping the people. And the people like us who sit on a panel and just start criticizing this country, left, right, center, is definitely not accurate. I believe there are so many good souls, so much of good things are also happening. Governments have definitely failed us. I would say technically that the governments failed us from birth. They have miscalculated. They have miscalculated the kind of things which may happen. That is where the governments have failed. There is no country in the universe. There is no country in the universe who can provide a health facility to all its citizens in one go. Tell me one. US failed.
But that's not the situation. Okay, that's not the situation.
One second. I just 1 second. I wanted this to tell you. In the last during the first wave in the US, one of my very close dear friend who is a nephrologist, Dr. Narayan Agarwal, I called him 5 times. He was not responding. I was a little worried. He finally called me and said that, Nambiar, I'm going to make my attorney for making my will because I'm going to a fish market. I shifted from Bihar about 30 years ago just for a better life. Today I realize that my Bihar is better, not the US. So I think the challenges is everywhere. Let us bring some positivity to the people rather than bringing negativity all around.
Okay, I just want to, Mr. Nambiar, why should we feel positive? What should we feel positive about right now?
Be positive, but do we need to put the situation from Delhi to Mumbai to Lucknow is no different. My only contention of telling all this stuff is that
rural India is different. Rural India is different, sir. Rural India is also untold. It's undocumented. There's no representation of the state on the ground. I don't think rural and urban are playing out in the same ways.
No, I have another story to tell you. In the rural Maharashtra or in the rural Madhya Pradesh, for an example, the data are still documented because every person in a family dies, gets some kind of I don't know what you call that from the government. So they all go and register themselves. But only one thing I agree with you, whether have they died because of COVID or with any other stuff which we don't know. I believe there is the death toll, whatever we are hearing every day in the bulletins may not be true. It may not be accurate. There is no doubt. And a country like India, it may be very, very
Okay.
difficult also for us. But only one thing which I wanted to say is that the Delhi, Mumbai, Lucknow take the order in such a level, then this discussion become much more balanced one. But if you start with Lucknow and ends with Lucknow, that is where my problem is. There is no other problem. Governments
Well,
across the country has
we have
failed
to
us. Government
we have
across the
to we
country
have
has
to
failed us,
report
irrespective of
we have to
BJP,
report
Congress,
we
Aam
have to
Aadmi Party.
report what we see. Navleen, Shubrashta, PKD, Chinmay, Poonam, and Sharad, thank you so much. And to our audience, we'll continue to report from the ground. We are back on the reporting journey. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for